The film begins with a high school student named Jenny walking down the hallway while other students cheer and encourage her. Jenny has a fiery temper and cannot stand seeing weaker individuals being bullied. Recently, she has fought several boys for this reason and was suspended from school due to her repeated involvement in fights. Those boys confronted her outside the school, but out of fear, they only asked her to promise not to return. Jenny's father, Mr. Bra, is a black belt karate instructor and also the owner of a judo training center. Influenced by her father, Jenny has trained in various martial arts since she was young, which is why she always prevails in confrontations with bullies. Jenny and her father moved to a new school for her to re-enroll. The teachers accept Jenny's application, but ask her to start after a week due to midterm exams. The teacher also warns Jenny not to get involved in any fights as a student was suspended the previous week for violent behavior. Her father explains that Jenny is not a bully. On the contrary, she often steps in to protect those who are bullied. After the meeting, Jenny feels upset with her father for sharing her past with the teacher. Rack explains that at this new school, there will certainly still be bullies, so Jenny needs to learn patience and how to compromise. Outside the school grounds, a group of students is attacking a boy named Alex because he refused to let them cheat on a test. Jenny witnesses the violence but is spotted by one of the attackers. Initially, she plans to take the video to the principal to address the issue through proper channels. However, when the girls in the group threaten to beat her up, Jenny opts for a familiar method. She skillfully dodges their attacks and takes them down effortlessly. Alex is amazed by Jenny's bravery and strength. A week later, on Jenny's first day at the new school, the boys she had fought before are also in her class. They try to avoid her, embarrassed at being defeated by a girl. Jenny also notices that Alex is a classmate. He is happy to see her again and tries to strike up a conversation, but Jenny coldly ignores him. After school, Alex approaches Jenny and thanks her for saving him. Jenny immediately demands that Alex stay away from her if he truly feels grateful. In the next scene, we see Alex's mother dealing with a difficult customer at their restaurant, while the man is drunk and refuses to pay for his meal. When he pushes Alex's mother, Alex rushes in to protect her. However, the customer becomes aggressive and attacks Alex before leaving without paying. Alex's father passed away a few years ago, and since then, the mother and son have frequently faced such violent customers. Unable to defend themselves, they often endure abuse. The next day at school, a popular upperclassman named Shannon blocks Jenny in the hallway and demands her phone. She wants to delete the video showing her friends bullying Alex. When Jenny refuses, Shannon raises her hand to slap her, but with quick reflexes, Jenny grabs Shannon's hand and pushes her down to the floor, humiliating her in front of everyone. Later in the day, Alex approaches Jenny again, this time to ask her to teach him how to fight. At first, she was quite hesitant, but when she heard that he wanted to learn judo to protect his mother, she decided to take him to her father's class. There, Brack, her father, asked him to fill out a form and invited him to start the classes the next day. Rack even rewarded Jenny with some money for introducing a new student. The story then shifts to Ron, the student council president, who is praised by the principal for his excellent management skills. However, in reality, all the bullies at the school are Ron's henchmen. He always stands behind them and protects them when things go too far. One day, while they were in Ron's office, Shannon came in to complain about Jenny, asking them to teach her a lesson for humiliating her. The three of them find themselves in a love triangle, as Ron secretly likes Shannon, but she has feelings for Harry. The two boys promise to punish Jenny for disrespecting Shannon. After school, Alex went to judo class, and from the very first minute, he realized that training would not be easy. He was required to do push-ups, jump rope, and stretch to his limits, when Jenny was always by his side, training with him and challenging him to push himself harder. Alex was so exhausted that he could barely make it to school the next day. Jenny teased him, saying that this was just the beginning and it would get even harder. During the break, the two boys called Jenny to Ron's office. There, she faced Ron and Harry and quickly realized they had summoned her because of the argument with Shannon. Despite knowing that Ron and Harry were influential upperclassmen, Jenny showed no fear, which intrigued Harry. When asked why she pushed Shannon, Jenny confidently responded that she was only defending herself. Jenny also didn't hesitate to mention that 4 students had teamed up against Alex. Ron was angry with her behavior, but Harry demanded that she apologize. Although insincere, Jenny apologized and left. Harry's intervention annoyed Ron, but when Ron tried to confront Harry outside, he was ignored. Although Ron is the student council president, people respect Harry more, which makes Ron extremely frustrated. Next, we see Alex and Jenny during a judo practice. Alex finds it strange that despite being smart, beautiful, and strong, Jenny has no friends. Jenny simply replies that allowing others into her life only means giving them the power to leave her whenever they want to. Alex responds that even if people leave, the memories will stay forever. Jenny is touched by his words, but hides her emotions. The evening, Ron, Shannon, Harry, and their group go to a restaurant to welcome Chris, who was recently suspended for bullying. They drink, smoke, and have a good time, except for Harry, who feels uncomfortable listening to stories about assaulting others. At the party, Ron couldn't hide his jealousy when he realized that Shannon had feelings for Harry instead of him. When it was just Ron and Harry left, Ron revealed that he was planning to join a gang. He had met the leader but hadn't yet paid the necessary fee to be accepted. Harry calmly advised that this wasn't a good idea, but when Ron wouldn't listen, the tension between them escalated into a scuffle. The next day at school, a gangster named Tay approached Ron, threatening him to pay the initiation fee as soon as possible. Tay, whose strength far surpassed that of all his underlings combined, made Ron extremely cautious in dealing with him. Despite his strong desire to join the gang, Ron discovered that Tay also wanted Harry to join. Knowing Harry's abilities, Tay even offered to waive the fee for him. However, Harry coldly refused and walked away after harshly rebuking Tay. After Tay left, Ron was frustrated and needed to take his anger on someone. At that moment, he chose Alex as his target and ordered Chris to bring Alex to the office. The 2 boys approached and forced Alex to go with them. Jenny intervened, telling them to ignore Ron's orders. Chris, unhappy with this, attacked Harry, thinking he was trying to outshine Ron. Just then, Jenny appeared and told Alex to quickly head to judo class. When Chris tried to stop her, Jenny didn't hesitate to take him down. Harry was surprised by Jenny's impressive fighting skills and found her even more attractive than before. After the incident, Harry asked Alex to take him to Brack's judo class and decided to sign up to train with Alex and Jenny. During the first practice, Jenny bluntly asked Harry why he was being kind to them when he was also part of the bullying group. Harry asserted that he had left the bullying group and now wanted to learn how to defend himself. The next day, Shannon and Jenny happened to run into each other on the stairs. Shannon, angry, called Jenny back, demanding that she greet her because Shannon was a senior. But just as the tension was escalating, Harry appeared and told Jenny to continue on to class. Unable to contain her frustration, Shannon asked Harry why he had become so distant. She admitted that she loved him and was upset that he wasn't returning her calls. However, Harry candidly made it clear that he only saw her as a friend. That evening, when Jenny and Harry were alone in the class, Jenny asked him about his true intentions. Harry shared that he used to box in high school and wanted to continue training. Knowing that Harry was once a bully, Jenny decided to teach him a lesson and challenged him to a boxing match. At first, Harry tried to intimidate Jenny, but he couldn't land a single hit. Jenny easily took Harry down and reminded him that power without justice is just violence. In the next scene, Ron received a call from Tay, who pressured him to pay the gang initiation fee. From that day on, Ron and his cronies began threatening and terrorizing students at school, forcing them to hand over money. Alex witnessed them harassing a classmate and intervened to stop the bullies. However, due to the lack of training, Alex was beaten. That evening, he went to the judo class and told Brack everything that had happened. This scene was followed by a montage of Alex and Harry training hard, forming a healthy rivalry that pushed both of them to improve. One day, Brack had to go on a business trip to another town, leaving the kids free to do as they pleased. They decided to go to the movies, then stopped by the arcade and enjoyed a fun day together. Afterward, Harry took the group to a special place he loved, which turned out to be Alex's mother's restaurant. She was overjoyed to see her son finally having friends. On the way home, Harry and Jenny stopped by a grocery store.
While chatting, Harry revealed that his boxing coach had abused him every day, and that it took him 2 years to escape the toxic environment. He expressed how sad and lonely he felt having to befriend people who were a bad influence. Jenny realized that Harry was trying to change and decided she would support him in this process. The next day at school, Harry asked Ron what he was doing with his life. Ron revealed that he had completed the payment to the gang leader and officially joined. Starting tomorrow, he would be working under the gang's command, and from then on, they would control the entire school. Harry, angry and disappointed with Ron's decision, tried to convince him to back out, but the conversation quickly escalated into a fight. In his rage, Ron threatened to harm Jenny, knowing that Harry had feelings for her. Ron approached Shannon, asking her to help lure Jenny into a trap, promising that it would bring her closer to Harry. While Jenny was in class, she received a message from Shannon asking her to come to the student council office. When she arrived, Jenny was offered a cup of tea that had been drugged. Shannon apologized for everything she had done before, but just as Jenny was about to drink, Shannon suddenly knocked the cup away, realizing she couldn't go through with the plan. Ron burst into the room, furious, and slapped Shannon for not following the plan. Chris then grabbed Jenny by the throat, and Ron began punching her. Jenny was pushed to the point where she could barely breathe and couldn't defend herself. Elsewhere in the school, Alex overheard the bullies talking about Ron and Jenny. Realizing that Jenny was in danger, Alex quickly ran to alert Harry. Harry immediately called Ron, who challenged him to come to the school if he wanted to save Jenny. When Harry and Alex arrived at the auditorium, they were surrounded by Chris and the gang. The bullies attacked immediately, but this time both Harry and Alex were well trained in self-defense. Although they took a few hits, they ultimately defeated the entire group of bullies. They rushed to the student council office where Ron had tied Jenny to a chair. He threatened to kill her if Harry or Alex got any closer or called the police. Ron forced Harry to kneel and repeatedly kicked him. Alex bravely charged in, using one of the techniques Brack had him, and attacked Ron. However, Ron eventually overpowered Alex. In that moment, Jenny managed to free herself and was ready to confront Ron. Although Ron might have been stronger than the others, he was just a weak bully in front of Jenny. She swiftly took Ron down with ease. In the final scene, we see that Brack's judo class has attracted many more female students learning self-defense. Alex and Jenny wait for their turn, while Harry is seen signing a teenager up for the class. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a like so you don't miss more exciting videos like this one. Thank you for watching.